Alright guys, I'm going to make this as short and sweet as possible. Basically, I'm just going to try to cover the True Patriot 3-piece and explain in, I guess, a little bit of detail what the red, white, and blue buffs actually do for the player. Alright, so first we have the red, which is basically just a damage debuff to the enemy. Then we're going to have the white, which is basically a armor restoration for friendlies and yourself. And then obviously, lastly, blue, which is basically just a skill haste cooldown for anyone who shoots the enemy. All right, as you can see here, basically one of the forms of testing that I did was I went into the DZ and basically just had my friend put the debuffs on me, pretty much just took shots at him. So you can see here I'm using 3 different weapons. It was basically just 2 rifles and a pistol, just trying to get a baseline for what kind of debuff I'm looking at. And then, of course, I just shot him again without the debuffs just to get a basic understanding of how much damage I'm looking at, and basically just, did math and figured it out. Looking at it, if you just add it together, pretty much it's looking like it's a 10% damage reduction. 10% debuff to whoever has that red flag on them. Moving on to the next one, which is white for that healing. Basically, this one was a little bit more difficult to actually pin down. In the end, it looks like the healing is very insignificant. Honestly, it's, as you can see here, it's so tiny. But basically what I can actually say is it is not based on damage done. It is not based on how many bullets you actually hit an enemy with. Every bullet basically heals 1 of your bars. In World Tier 5, 1 bar is actually roughly around 5,250 armor. I'm not exactly sure if it's 2 or 3 seconds because it's really hard to see the actual bars moving. Over that 2 to 3 seconds, you're roughly healing for about 5,000-ish armor. All right, and then moving on to the last one, which is the blue buff. This one basically just restores your skill haste. In the testing that I've done here, I used the pulse, basically just because it had a 60-second cooldown without any mods on it. So that basically gave me an easy chance to see how well it was doing. From the testing with the pistol, it basically reduced the cooldown from 60 seconds to about 20 seconds with constant shots on target. And again, when I moved into my faster firing FAMAS, it pretty much stayed the same. I couldn't really tell any difference. So it leads me to believe that it's not a per bullet reduction, that it's not a damage done type reduction. It is basically just a 2 to 3 second buff, kind of like the healing. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you for watching. I hope I answered any questions that you have regarding True Patriot. If you have any others, make sure you just leave it in the comments down below, and I'll try to do my best to answer anything that you might have. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.